All books meet and end in the Book of Revelation. In this installment, we will expound on the prophetic elements of Abaddon or Apollyon, the angel of the bottomless pit.
And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle. And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And they had hair as the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates, as it were breastplates of iron. And the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots, of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon.
Revelation 9 verse 1. The fifth angel blows his trumpet. The 7 trumpets are an overview of the geopolitical upheaval that this earth will experience. The 7th trumpet is a fulfillment of Psalms 110, wherein the Father puts all kingdoms beneath Christ's feet. This was covered in a previous video, the right hand of God. Verses 2 and 3. The angel opens the bottomless pit, the smoke and locusts blacken the air. Verse 4 puts things in context. It is a quote of Abu Bakr's decree. Muhammad died in 625 AD and his father-in-law, Abu Bakr, succeeded him. Let's provide some historical context for verse 2. 602 AD, Khosrow II of Persia or Iran kills his father, Khosrow I, his half-brothers and ascended to the throne. In 614, Heraclius of Rome entered into a truce with Khosrow II. 624 AD, Khosrow II broke the truce. He defeated Heraclius and conquered most of the Roman territory in Asia, Africa, Jerusalem, Greece, Italy and put Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, to tax. 627 AD, Heraclius got his revenge in the Battle of Nineveh. He defeated Khosrow II, who fled to the Armenian mountains. Khosrow II tried to rally his troops for a counterattack, but his own troops killed him. Khosrow II's death paved the way for Islam to flourish. In verse 2, his death is symbolized by the star that falls to the earth. Khosrow once ruled the earth, a star in the atmospheric heaven, and he fell, met an untimely death at the hands of his own troops. This falling star, the death of Khosrow II, is the key for the opening of the bottomless pit. In the kingdom of the Saracens, the Arabs, a new religion, Mohammedanism or Islam, took root. Khosrow II claimed Christianity, and he hated Islam. While he lived, the bottomless pit remained closed. The term bottomless pit is derived from 2 Greek words, abyssos, which means deep, and phria, which means hole or prison. Islam's rise remained in prison while Khosrow II lived. His death removed the restrictions and hordes of locusts ascend from the bottomless pit, blackening the air. The Saracens, the Islamic Arabs, invaded eastern Rome. The historian Edward Gibbon, the author of the History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, wrote, although a victorious army had been formed under the standard of Heraclius, the unnatural effort seems to have exhausted rather than exercised their strength. While the emperor triumphed at Constantinople or Jerusalem, an obscure town on the confines of Syria was pillaged by the Saracens. These robbers were the apostles of Muhammad. Their frantic valor had emerged from the desert. That is, while Heraclius lounged in Persian palaces and basked in the glory of the death of Khosrow II, the Saracens, the apostles of Muhammad, began pillaging the Roman stronghold of Syria. 629 AD, the Saracens from Arabia overran the Eastern Roman Empire, Byzantine, and brought their new-found religion, Mohammedism or Islam, with them. 632, Abu Bakr, Muhammad's father-in-law, issued a decree that John captures ad verbatim in Revelation 9 verse 4. Abu Bakr's decree reads in part, "Let not your victory be stained with the blood of women and children. Destroy no palm trees, nor burn any fields of corn. Cut down no fruit trees. And you will find another sort of people that belong to the synagogue of Satan, who have shaven crowns, that is a tonsure, wherein the top of the head is shaved. Be sure you cleave their skulls, and give them no quarter till they either turn to Mohammedanism, Islam, or pay taxes." The Bible states that these Roman Catholic monks, with shaven heads, do not have the seal of God. Abu Bakr's wrath is directed at them, and he commands his marauding troops to force the monks to convert to Islam, and if they won't convert, let them pay taxes. Beloved, forced religion is inherently false. Verse 5. Power was given to the locusts to torment, but not kill, for 5 months. Chapter 9 is couched in symbols. These are 5 prophetic months or 150 prophetic days. The Bible uses a 30-day month. Verse 7 gives a peculiar description of the locusts themselves. The shapes of the locusts were like horses prepared for battle. The Arabian thoroughbreds, one of the most easily recognizable horse breeds in the world, and are particularly noted for their stamina. The locusts wore crowns like gold and had faces like men. The turbans of the Saracens were as small crowns, coronets, and were decorated with ornaments of gold and precious stones. Verse 8. The locusts had long hair like women, but they were not effeminate because they had teeth like lions. Pliny the Elder documented the fact that the Arabian warrior wore long uncut hair, but they were a fierce lot. The Bible says they had teeth like lions. Verse 9. They had breastplates of iron, and the wings sounded like many horses running to battle. History records Muhammad's invasion of Mecca in 624 AD, and the fact that all 700 soldiers had breastplates of iron. Verse 10, the locusts had tails like scorpions and had power to hurt men for 5 months. Constantine died in 337 AD, and his kingdom was divided amongst his 3 sons. In the context of the trumpets, whenever the Bible says a third of men, as in Revelation 8 verse 12, the reference is being made to a third of Constantine's kingdom. Thus, when the Bible uses the term men, it is referring to the entire kingdom. Chapter 9 verse 10, the locusts, the Saracens, Islamic Arabs, is empowered to torment Rome for 5 prophetic months or 150 prophetic days, which is 150 literal years. The Bible uses a 30-day month. For 150 years, the Arabs made constant incursions into Constantinople, the capital of Byzantine, the Eastern Roman Empire, but they were unable to capture it fully. Verse 5, the Roman citizenry desired to die, but death evaded them. They became weary beneath the weight of constant Islamic incursions. Verse 11, the locusts had a king over them, the angel of the bottomless pit. His name is Abaddon in Hebrew and Apollyon in Greek, both words mean destroyer. A different symbol is hereby introduced, because there is a shift in governance. The locusts, the Islamic Arabs, are about to be organized. They have a king. The king is called the angel of the bottomless pit, but he is not a literal angel. The word angel, angelos in Greek, also means messenger or minister. The king, the sultan, the supreme caliph, is a high priest, uniting the religion of Islam with the throne. The Sultan is a high priest, Islam's angelos, its angel, its minister. The king's Hebrew name is Abaddon, meaning, he is a destroyer, a fitting description of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire was created by tribes in Anatolia, Asia Minor, which is Turkey. The word Ottoman is derived from the name of the founder of the empire, Osman I or Othman in Arabic. Osman's father, Etugrul, brought his tribe into Turkey after they were overrun by the Mongols. Sultan Osman I created the Ottoman Empire after his father's death. Prior to this, the Saracens were a swath of unorganized armies. Osman organized Islamic territories and made them formidable. Osman began his first successful incursion into the territory of Nicomedia, modern Izmit in Turkey, on the 27th day of July, 1299. Power was given to Abaddon and his empire to torment men, Roman territories, for 150 years. Commencing July 27, 1299, the 150 years reached to 1449. During this period, the Turks seized several Greek provinces, but independence was maintained in Constantinople, Istanbul, the capital of the empire. But in 1449, the end of the 5 prophetic months, the end of the 150-year period, a change came. Abaddon, the Ottoman Empire, the Turks, effected a change that we will cover in the next video. Abaddon, the Destroyer.